my little ice cubes, and welcome, welcome, welcome. It is I, your big only sis, Kata Nevermelt, with episode 2 of Dandadan. Now, before I get started, I do want to mention one thing, and that is I will be comparing the manga with the anime from time to time. However, I won't be going over every single itty bitty teensy wincy little detail, but instead only go over things that I think are of, well, value. Case in point, when Turbo Granny possesses Oakvern, she says in the manga, I want to gobble your dick. However, I assume this is censorship, and well, censorship be funny or whatever. In the anime, she says, I want to gobble up your dong, which isn't a huge deal. It still conveys the same message. Turbo Granny wants to eat your tra-la-la. And so, again, not a deal breaker in my honest opinion. It still says the same thing. Now, with that being said, we leave off where, well, we left off. And that was with the Sumo ship being destroyed because Momo's psychic energy was awakened, and now she has to use said psychic energy to make sure that Oakvern doesn't get possessed by the Turbo Granny, which means he must always be in her sight at all times. If she isn't, or if she falls asleep or closes her eyes, or anything, he will be possessed. And we see that this leads into some, well, comedic situations as well as horrific situations. But one thing I do also want to mention is we also get to see what Oakvern's actual name is. That being Kin Takakura. Takakura. Which, as you remember, that is the type of guy or the type of genre that Momo is into. And so Momo has a huge panic attack and says, do not use that name. And instead she gives him the name Oakvern, which, well, there's the origin to the story. Absolutely hilarious. Again, I love the comedy of this manga. Now, the other thing that I loved was basically the montage where we have them walking to Momo's house so they can change clothes and recover a bit. Because again, Oakvern is not allowed to be away from Momo at this time. And I do love the manga panels that we got. It was pretty neat. Again, I enjoyed it. There's nothing else to really talk about this scene. So, moving on. We finally get to where Momo lives, or rather where her grandmother lives. And as Oakvern is about to enter the toy gates, it burns him alive, which, to be fair, it's much different in the manga. I forgot to show you the picture, I do apologize. But in the manga, it's just your typical, fire around the body, while in the anime, it looks so sick. As if hellfire or whatever was just, wrapping around his body. I do love that scene. I do love that they added that. Instead of the, I don't want to say the basic fire scene in the manga, but I do love what the anime did. Anywho, the reason why he is not allowed to enter the ground is because, well, there is a seal on the toy gate. Now, I forgot what the seal's name is. However, though, what you need to know is it is different than it in the manga. Because, while this looks like a, if my eyes don't deceive me, more like a, ogre, demon, oni creature thing, in the manga, it looks more like a legit kinda devil. And I don't know why they changed it to what they did in the anime, but again, not a huge deal, not a deal breaker. It's just kind of a weird change in my opinion. But anywho, so in order for Oakvern to enter the toy gate and enter the grounds, Momo has to remove the seal, and so she does. And nothing bad is going to happen, guys. I promise you, nothing of consequence is going to happen because she removed the seal from the toy gate. So, with that being said, we then enter where we basically see our first little funny shenanigans. That being Momo needing to change. And remember, she has to keep an eye on Okran at all times. But at the same time, she has to change, and so does he. Now, this was funny, but guys, the funniest part, I think, will be next episode, because this is just a little haha. But what's to come when, he has to do a thing that everyone has to do? It's just absolutely going to be golden. But anywho. So as they finally, change a bit, they kind of get to know each other a bit about the whole, friends, not having friends, things like that. And all of a sudden, there's a doorbell. However, Momo mentions that's not the doorbell. Instead, apparently there's a second doorbell that only spirits can ring. And, well, as they go outside, they start to, Okavern coughs up blood, while Momo starts to bleed or nosebleed. And as we can see, we see that there's, black mist that wraps around them, and this black mist is coming from none other than, and I just want to say, this is fucking hilarious. But when I first seen this, I didn't know who it was until Okavern mentioned the Flatwoods monster, a cryptid that is spotted, or was spotted, in West Virginia, the United States. And oh my god, I love Tatsu, because first off, the Flatwoods monster is used here and there, but he always kind of has this, scrawny looking appearance. And to the Zelda fans, you know him by the aliens from Majora's Mask. And for the Fallout fans, especially 76, you know the Flatwoods monster by, the Fallout series. And also, to the one golfing fan out there, he was in a golfing game. And to be fair, this is the most accurate interpretation of the Flatwoods monster compared to what what we got with the anime, where he is this huge 10-foot tall, Sumo character, which again I absolutely love because again creativity. But it turns out he's an alien, and he was sent by the Serpos to get, to get Okavern. And another little change, again, not a huge deal, but the change here is, instead of saying banana like he does in the anime, he's supposed to say your genitals. So I don't really know what the issue was, but they're getting vibe checked. They are getting vibe checked left and right. And so, Okavern comes up with an idea. Tells Momo, hey, listen, I need for you to get me to basically control the Turbo Granny form. Like, not let her take over my mind, but just give me her power. And so, Momo did just that. And we get this sick-ass design. This design looks so fucking cool. The only issue is, he is emo. Like, I don't know if you watched the English version or the Japanese version, aka the dub or the sub, but what you need to know is the dialogue doesn't really change that much. In the manga, he has that emo attitude. You don't understand his pain. He's just a sad boy, and it's so ill clingy. It's hilarious. But I assure you though, in this form, he can still smoke someone. So don't don't look down on it too much. It's just hope he doesn't talk for too long. But while this form he is able to handle the Flatwoods monster pretty good, he still gets bodied, and so is up to Momo, who does a decent job. However, though, she does have an understanding of sumo wrestling and the rules. She also hates cheaters. So when she challenges the Flatwoods monster, she gets bodied. However, she gets bodied by the wall, and in technicality, she is out of said wall. So she basically pulls a, Uno reverse on the Spade monster, and well, he gets, toasted thanks to also making sure that Okavern isn't in the grounds when she puts back on the sealed. However, they're safe for now, right? She looks back, her and Okavern, congratulate each other. They did it. They beat their first, second boss, if you will. But there's just one teeny tiny itty bitty little problem. Because you see, shit starts hitting the fan. Momo is unconscious, and now Turbo Granny is possessing him and is in the mood for hot dogs. So, what's going to happen next episode? Well, technically I know, I read the manga. However, though, I can promise this will be the episode, well, the next episode will be the episode where we get the greatest gilf of all time. I know I said it was going to be this episode. I apologize. I was expecting her to at least show up at the end before the credits, but no, I was wrong sadly. However, get hyped, you just get absolutely hyped. Now, with that being said and done, my little ice cubes, please like, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on all my social medias, and also remember to stay loose.